Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to talk to you about your Chemistry 1141 lab this upcoming week. First of all, I wanted to say that the bookstores still do not have copies of the lab manual in stock, and as a result of that, there is no pre-lab requirement. So, if you do not have your lab manual, still go straight to your lab. If you have your lab manual, go straight to your lab, prepare by reading through the procedure. If you don't have it, go ahead and try to track down a friend who has it and, take a look at the procedure there. Apparently the bookstore on campus in the LBJ Student Center is supposed to be receiving copies of the lab manual this week, so I would go by there and see if they have any in stock, and if they don't, when they will have those in stock. I wanted to also talk to you about the experiment that you'll be doing this week. This week you are going to be working with a mixture of 3 components. Those 3 components are steel, calcium carbonate, which is also chalk, as well as silicon dioxide, which is sand. So that mixture of 3 components, you're going to be separating those based on their physical and chemical properties. The steel, in your lab manual, it refers to it as iron, but we've had to change since the lab manual has been published. The steel you will separate using a magnet. The calcium carbonate and sand will be left behind. It'll be tough to actually distinguish the sand from the calcium carbonate, so what you're going to do is actually do a chemical reaction where you mix that calcium carbonate and sand mixture with some HCl. And one thing that you want to do whenever you're adding that HCl is do it very slowly, do it dropwise. You're going to evolve a little bit of gas. That gas that is produced is going to be carbon dioxide. It's not hazardous or anything like that, but as is the case with any sort of chemical reaction, you want to stay a good distance away from it. Add that dropwise. Use no more than about 7 milliliters or 8 milliliters of that HCl. What happens there is the calcium carbonate is going to break down. You're going to produce carbon dioxide, leaving behind the sand, which is insoluble. That sand, what you're going to do with that is you're going to separate that sand from the liquid solution that has your calcium ions. The sand is going to be dried, and then what you're ultimately going to be doing is to those calcium ions that are in the solution that you produced, you're going to be adding some soluble potassium carbonate so that you can reform your calcium carbonate solution. I believe that is everything. Listen carefully to your IA about how to set everything up. This procedure does require some materials to dry. For instance, the sand, you'll have to let that dry for a little while, as well as the recovered calcium carbonate. Work through this carefully. We're working with an acid that is HCl, so in the event that you spill any on yourself, for instance, if you spill some on your hand, well, first of all, you can wear gloves. If you spill any on those gloves, take the gloves off, throw them away. If you spill any on your skin, be sure to follow the appropriate procedure of washing that that exposed area under water, or under flowing water, for at least 15 minutes. But be careful, work diligently, and suppose that's about it. I hope your lab goes well this week. Have a good one.